Well done, team. Keep it going. Here we go. Good work. Yes, good side step. Excellent. Working forward. Well done. Well done, team. Good. For Bunnings Homegrown Heroes. But mahi never stops. Thanks, mate. Okay, team, come on in. Let's go. Let's huddle up. Bring it in, guys. Nominate your homegrown hero today. 1, 2, 3.
Sport. What does it mean to us? For some, it's potential, a promise that we could be better, that the early mornings will be worth it, that we could be champions.
It starts with touch.
This Touch New Zealand event is proudly supported by Bunnings Warehouse.
Kia ora koutou e te whānau and welcome back to the Bunnings Warehouse Youth National Touch Championship. Broadcasting live on Whakaata Māori, coming out of Napunawai here in Õtautahi in Christchurch, and we've seen an exhilarating morning here with the under-16 finals, and now we're moving into the afternoon events with the under-18 division, and to start us off for this afternoon we're going to have the under-18 mixed, and that game is going to be between the bottom of the Southland against Waikato. I'll be joined in the commentary today with none other than Maya Williams and Reese Allen, but for now you've just got me. I think they haven't heard the lunch bell, so they're still just finishing off their smoko. So until then, we'll just see at the moment a level of the atmosphere that's around Napunawai, and just being out and about during the live stream break. The wind that you'll see on screen, it doesn't actually look that bad, but while being out there is a bit of a breeze, so you can expect to see if balls are getting passed from the left to right. There'll be a lot of heat on them in terms of the delivery, and that'll assist with some of the distance that's put on those passes, so to speak. We just see on screen there the Waikato management crew. They're just getting ready for this under-18 mixed final, and they'll be looking to stay nice and composed as they come up against Southland, which have some real names in their management group that aren't familiar to the finals arena. And there we have it, our match officials coming out onto the screen. We have Caleb Downs, Tony Arnell, and Thomas Webster. Boys that are not unfamiliar with refereeing finals in their careers, and we'll be expecting to see a pretty fair and firm delivery from them today. Nach, we've seen the mixed under-16 boys final today. We're going to expect anything different in the under-18s grade?
Yeah, kia ora e te whānau. Kev and Maya, commentary team. I don't think so. I think this is just going to ramp up. I think the 16s, especially that final with that drop-off going down to 3-3 and sudden death, I think that was just a cheeky wee entree on what we're about to see in the 18s grade, especially with this mixed team. Southland, a very, very strong mixed unit in all grades. Waikato, obviously, with their experience and their history in the game. I'm really looking forward to this battle, and you're right about the coaching staff. Dennis Thompson, stalwart of Touch Southland, down there. He puts hours and hours into the sport, as we all do, but in particular down there in the deep south where they got the nice big dinner plate piles and the massive kina down there. Whānau, if you're ever in the market for some good kaimoana, head on down, and Dennis Thompson, he'll look after you. But I'm looking forward to this grade and these teams.
Yeah, it's almost a bit of a revenge match. You're going to take us through the team there, Kev?
between the two teams. Waikato's only lost over the last 3 days was against Southland. So Southland, I think, undefeated. Waikato one loss, and it was against Southland. So I was just talking to their manager before this game, and she said there was a number of areas in the game that they think they've fixed up since, and this is going to be hot.
Yeah, as we see both teams there just entering the field, as I look to the Southland group, we have in number 1 Abby Middlemass, and 2 we have Broomfield, and number 3 O'Connell. Wearing number 4 we have Evans, and 5 is Morton, and 6 is Muliaina, and 7 we have Edwards. Tahuia's wearing 8, Stevens in number 9, Shaw in the number 10 jersey, Fisher in 11, Hicker in 13, Muliaina in number 14, maybe a family affair there. We have Allendon in 15, and rounding off the Southland team we have Thomas Spain wearing number 16. As we noted before, we have their coach, Dennis Thompson, assistant coach, none other than Scott the Scooter Reid, and manager Rebecca Fisher.
And back to Waikato, the U18 Mixed team. We have Costello, Herby, Ballantyne, Matthews, Albert, Painga, Day, Makia, Te Whare, Whitcliffe, famous name in those areas, Gregory, Beats, Williams, Atkinson, DeVoe, Marshall, Te Rangi, coached by John Te Rangi Marua Te Whare, managed by Jen Te Whare, and assistant manager Teresa Ellers. Looking over at that assistant coach, hopefully he's put his expression of interest in for the New Zealand 30s team. Scott Eade, get that in, my guy. Looking forward to this battle, that's for sure, gents.
3 really good referees for this game, and you've seen the impact of a quality group of referees over the last 3 finals, and this group is even hotter than the last. We've got Caleb Downs, the lead referee in this, with Tony Arnell and Thomas Webster, so lots of experience, and I'm sure they'll add to making sure this is a really good game.
Yeah, Maya, you would have had a lot of games alongside some of these referees out here today, and we've seen nothing but some good decisions and some fair decisions at the same time as well, and we'll expect nothing less this afternoon. And there you have the teams on screen at the moment, and just from what you were saying, Maya, so obviously Waikato had gone through this undefeated until they came up against Southland. Is there any kind of areas that Waikato were looking for to maybe, like, I guess, amends in terms of today's or this final?
Yeah, so talking to the manager, it was less about Southland being better than them and more about Waikato making mistakes. And the mistakes she talked about was just going away from what they had trained all season. So it was more of a focus on sticking to the structures that they have, believing in that, trusting in each other, and knowing that if they do that well, then they'll probably come out on the right side of the ledger.
Oh, famous man in Canterbury, the bus, Simon Wilson. There he is on screen. He's obviously got his sandwich and his Gatorade to settle in for this afternoon's events. And Reece, you were actually saying before about obviously Scott Eade putting his expression in, so a little bit of familiarity with this coaching staff. What do you expect to see from Southland?
Oh, they'll play their traditional game of a lot of running. They'll sweep a lot. They'll look for a few long balls. Probably with this breeze, it's going to be a bit downwind, but I'm interested. I haven't had eyes on this particular team, but I imagine that they're very, very fit. They'll run all day, and Waikato are going to get a good old battle here.
Yeah, as we see both teams, they're just staying nice and composed. A little bit different to the 16 boys final, where we saw a little bit of dance action, but these two teams, they mean businesses. There's a little bit of a Mexican standoff there, eye to eye. Both players are looking forward to the end of this 2-minute music to really get us going here in the mixed final and for the 18 grade. And why you asked me about the excitement hearing that music? Is there any excitement as a referee as you hear the end of the 2-minute music coming?
Yeah, you just get yourself settled, take a couple of breaths, and get ready to be absolutely smoked as you try and keep up running backwards with these young whippersnappers that are sprinting at you forwards. Good start there from Waikato. Just settling things down in the last few games. We've had a try scored in the first 20 seconds. Will this be the same?
It's looking likely as a bit of a right to left pass, but just a little bit of a juggle at the bootlaces there. Wasn't able to take it cleanly. May have resulted in the try not being able to be scored. And as we've seen all day, just looking to kill it in the opposite corner to... my mistake, Southland. They've got it actually closer to their box this time around. So a nice easy transitional set for them as they look to ruck towards the middle of the field. Just find a bit of an extra check there, and it's so effective when you can find those extra piece of yards coming through the field, Reece.
Oh yeah, great position to turn it over right on your own sideline. You can ruck straight forward. That gives you directness. It's long ball over the right, off the right hand. I believe the referee's got them for a forward pass there.
We talked about it at the start, how effective that wind will be going into both corners down there on the left-hand side of the field on your screen at the moment. So expect to see some relatively open long passes at home, whānau, because the wind is there to assist some of the abilities that these kids will be able to put on show for you this afternoon. As we see Waikato here just crossing their 10 into the attacking half, looking for a pick out of half. Potentially initiated that touch, just got in the way there a little bit, did the Southland defender, and he's done enough there to make sure that he's put enough presence in front of that Waikato person that was picking it up at half to make him touch him, and as a result they get the turnover.
Here goes Southland now into transition well over halfway on the touch 3, which is very, very good. Obviously got a nice tidy package. They're very controlled here, looking for an option to go for a 32 platform. Takes the short side, looks to hit long and the ball down, but have drawn a penalty. Yeah, very, very good set of 6 coming off their own line here, Southland. They'll do that for the whole 30 minutes of this game.
Well, you got to love the confidence, even though they're throwing it into that headwind there, just turned, through his shoulders, he's looking at it again, but he was able to just show a level of confidence to try and get that ball out to the winger.
Yeah, it could be 100 miles an hour and they'd still throw it. They're just so skillful and talented, and as we see, just setting it up, not quite getting the defender where they wanted him. Change up.
Yeah, just maybe a little bit confused of what they're trying to achieve here in the middle, but they have enough touches up their sleeve that they're going to use it to their advantage, and they look for a right to left pass, but just diving just before she was able to bring the ball in there was Claudia Broomfield, and the ball has gone over the sideline, and that will result in a Waikato turnover, and they'll look to rock out of trouble.
Looking forward to seeing what kind of yardage package that Waikato run here. Keeping it pretty standard, working towards the sub box here. Most teams are running latches nowadays. There's a little wee semi one there. Winger comes in and plays dummy half, and now they'll look to strike.
Good weaving run there from the Waikato setter. He gives every opportunity here for number 15, Marshall, and Marshall gets into the end goal. He's looking to find his open player, but what call have they given there? I think that's a holding.
Yeah, that's a holding call. You could see the jersey be pulled by the defender, which couldn't release the attacking player, so a rightful penalty there. Well called.
Yeah, it's always fun when you get into a level of mirroring up a player. You know, some good physicality can come both ways, and you got to be on your toes for what may come with it. Whether you've got to hold on to a push or evade that push that could be coming from either player. So a very exciting part of the defensive line.
Yeah, Waikato will really look to put the pressure on here and hopefully get a 1-point lead as the girl link comes in. They run like a little wee 32 dingo, look to chuck long, and unfortunately that one's gone to ground. So good defence by Southland, holding off there after giving away an initial penalty. Yeah,
I thought Marshall missed an opportunity there on that fourth touch. There was a lot of space to his right where the winger was in quite tight to a link defender, so maybe coach would have seen that, and if they come back down, I'm sure they'll probably start to have a crack at that right-hand corner as we look at it at the top of the screen.
Yeah, some good physicality coming through the touches there as Southland were looking to get to the box. I've seen a few bodies hit the deck, and then when the subbing player came on, a bit of a shoulder bump, as we see some lovely team play there from Southland. And number 10, Justin Shaw, he made sure he sent that through the ground the way he put that down. He was letting us know that Southland take the lead, 1-0.
Yeah, as you can see, Southland come over here with the crossover off the back set of yards on last touch. Just a draw feed, they create the overlap. Winger stays on winger, and that allows the link attacker there to go through undefeated.
It's so good to see that a plan, comes to fruition. You circled that name and you wrote that joke down this morning when you seen the team list, so I'm glad Justin Shaw got a try for you there.
Yeah, what do the A team say? It's always good when a plan comes together, and it's a plan for Waikato as they answer right back. We had no tries in the opening 5 minutes, and now we get the luxury of seeing one at one end and one down the other end. Talk us through it.
Yeah, obviously Waikato here, they come in, they get a quickie play crossover, and just attacking the right side too, like whenever you're in the mixed grade, it's not a detriment to the females, but when you can get a boy defending on attacking on a girl, it's going to be good.
Yeah, and those are the mismatches that the coaches will be looking for, and both having great experience within this mixed game, we'll be able to see a few of those exploited as the game goes on, especially in these final. And we talk about moments, and we said earlier about how how much the ruck control is important to be able to win some momentum in battles of the field, and it'll be something that the Southland team want to make sure they clean up as they get deeper into this first half.
Yeah, momentum swung a wee bit here towards Waikato even after that try, 1-1. That's just a good set there of yards to complete. This will get into a bit of a completion battle coming off their line here, Southland. They do look very, very efficient coming down the field though.
They're really putting some effort to make sure they're picking up meters coming off their line, and just the ball going behind the shoulder there of Rico Fisher. He was unfortunately unable to bring that in. And Waikato, they actually get, it's almost like a tap-off scenario as they get 6 from the half as they're looking to get some fresh legs on the field.
Reece, most of these teams would have had their semi-final about 3 or 4 hours ago. You've been in a lot of finals. What did you do between that period of the semi-final and the final to make sure the team was rearing to go once the final whistle started?
Yeah, well, traditionally, if your accommodation's close, you'd like to go back and remove yourself from the environment just to kind of switch off. And then once you get back to the field, you're pretty much rolling up. You find an empty field way out on the boondocks, and as you can see, Waikato, and again, you're going back to that, you find an empty field way out the back where no one can kind of disrupt your build-up into a final. If you can't, you've really just got to try and get them switched off, get a bit of food into you. And then, it's very difficult to stay at the park. Sometimes at this grade you're stuck by transport, but if you can remove yourself from the environment, it always works. So Waikato there go to a 2-1 lead, Southland looking to hit back.
Yeah, Jacob Tarangi there. We saw him in the opening set trying to take control of the Waikato attack, and he just used his experience there to stay nice and calm and keep patient, and as a result, he was able to run a nice assisting line there, a little bit of a body swerve to evade the saving touch from the Southland defender, and that takes Waikato out to a 2-1 lead. And Southland, they looked to answer back there, but just wasn't square at the ruck, and now we see Waikato rucking through the field.
Good standards again by the refs, making sure everything's done properly. Again, when they're interjecting, it's because they need it to keep the quality of the game up, as we see a scoop here from number 15, Marshall. Who unfortunately couldn't keep control of the ball. Southland probably escaped one there, 2-1.
Yeah, Waikato had created a defensive mistake there where they had to collapse on the short side, and unfortunately maybe the wind played a bit of a part in that, but here comes Southland again. The way that they align themselves on the yardage, they come with depth, is very, very impressive to watch. If they can control the ball here, they're pretty good off the back set of yards too, with Last coming up here. Last touch looking for a 3-3 platform, looking to scoop to the short side. Link looking to free himself up. Can the winger free himself up? The Link gets that down.
You always say you can't coach speed, and pretty much that was the only difference. It was a great set of yards for that scoop to happen with, but Gas is just uncoachable. He gets through nice and easy. Number 15 here from Southland, Nick. Shortest pass he's probably ever passed in a game of touch, and a nice put down by number 5 from Southland there, Jack Morton.
Yeah, Ellenden just a fine turn of foot, and he was able to see that gap just became a little bit wider there, and he managed to slip his way through, and then some great evasive work there from number 5, Jack Milton, to be able to get off his defender, who was trying really hard to be able to nullify his opportunity to receive the pass, but he did very well to get that ball down. As we see a bit of a cookie play there. Oh, and he's fooled him with the dive, and a good short inside pass here, and just as we think we're going into a bit of a grinding battle, Waikato, they're able to use everything they've got and get one back.
Yeah, it's an old school play, this one, where you pretend that you're going to get the quickie and dive for the try. It commits 2 defenders and just a little pop out there for a nice easy try. Waikato take the lead once again.
And it's good for our viewers at home, when tries are getting scored, the entertainment factor of the way that they're created, and there was definitely a lot of it in the way that they produced that try there, as we see Waikato looking to get to their box. They're getting some fresh legs onto the field. A bit of a piggyback set here. I think they've given away a penalty here, have Southland. Yep, just getting caught in the ruck, maybe caught in behind, and disrupting the dummy half's opportunity to deliver that pass.
Talked to some of the players just out there about how hard it is to throw the long balls in this wind, and they said that the silver fern balls that we play with here are the top quality, the best you can get. And it actually wasn't too bad. They didn't notice the impacts. Did he get it down in time? I thought the height of the pass that the defender might have had enough time to come in and shut that down. And as we see here in the replay.
Yeah, he's looking here. He kind of took the defender there, for Southland one way. He identified that a save had to come, and the way that the defensive line broke down, the follow was the right option, and the right option it was as Waikato extend their lead here at 4 touchdowns to 2 with only 3.5 minutes left in the first half.
Southland are going to have to hit back here before the half-time break. They're going to look to probably maybe come out of half here. Yep, they scoop out a dummy half, get into the in goal, hit the winger. Winger's open. What a beautiful catch by the winger there on the far side, on the grandstand side. Just as I was saying, they needed to strike back. Did they? 4-3 just before the half-time break.
Yeah, Claudia Broomfield, unfortunately a pass came her way earlier that went in behind her, but not this one. She was able to collect that nicely out in front. She made sure she got it down as she scooped it in, and there we go. Southland answer back to bring the scoreline back to a 4-3, only 1 touchdown in it. But Waikato, great intent here off the tap-off. They know that there's not long left in this half, so they want to extend this back out to that 2-try buffer. As it helps as he gets a bit of a same-side scoop. They're looking for that dive pass again. Wasn't able to bring it off the shoulders there was the Waikato link, number 14, Dante DeVoe.
Here they go, Southland. Gee, they like to ruck it quite close to their touch line there. What that does do is it allows the defence to compress a wee bit, but it does get their subbers on a lot quicker on and off and keeps the subbing nice and tidy. Southland have been very, very sharp out of half on last touch here. They'll look to scoop, step back to the strong side. Here's a 2-on-1 opportunity for the winger. Dive for the corner.
I think she's got a double.
And Southland are back in this at 4-4 with 2 minutes to go in this final of the under-18 mixed grade.
Yeah, they're using that pick and pass opportunity really well, and the trust that they have with their draw and pass abilities is the reason why they've got themselves back into this game, and the assisting lines that their wingers are running are giving them every opportunity to be able to dot down in the corner.
Yeah, the Southland link just stayed square rather than drifting out when he was trying to pass it to the winger, which held that wing defender in and made it a nice, easy touchdown opportunity for the winger from Southland. 4-4, just heard word from the drop-down committee. They're very happy with the way the score's progressing.
We saw a drop off in the 16 boys game earlier, and I'm sure that Maya and Reese here will be wanting one in this 18 mixed contest between Waikato and Southland on your screens at the moment.
Oh, I'd love to see a mixed drop off. That'd be interesting to see how the coaches kind of run that one, especially if it gets down to 3. But here goes Southland. They won't want to change anything that's not broken, so it wouldn't surprise me if they're going to try and go out of half here again with a strong drive. Here he goes, setting up for a 3-3 platform, looking to burn them off the ground. Unfortunately, just loses footing, but he's still live. Scooping to the short side, gets into the end goal. Ooh.
I thought the Waikato defender, Reese, just probably left his feet and didn't really need to if he didn't get touched there. 4-4 obviously means that the game's close, but I think in every facet they're pretty similar in terms of the yards patterns, the quality of their defence, and the outcomes they're achieving on the attack. I think there's just a difference in style. Waikato very much more with their passing versus Southland that normally use the leg speed in terms of the scoop or gassing on the outside.
Some great left foot vision there from the number 5 from Waikato, Keone Albert. He knew that he had a bit of an opportunity there to come across the body. He pulls out a bit of a left foot, manages to get the pass off, looking for the link. Unfortunately, she didn't have the glue on her hands to hold that ball going into the try line and wasn't able to bring it down to extend the lead just before half.
That far side winger over there for Southland is earning her weight in gold at the moment. She's just trudging along up there. Looks like she won't sub all day. She's taking a drink bottle. And just as I say, just before the hooter, I thought they might get a little bit of a play of the ball there, but the referees have deemed that that's enough for this first half. At the moment, in this under-18 mixed grade Bunnings Warehouse Youth Grand Final, 4-4 Waikato Southland.
Well done, team. Keep it going. Keep it going. Good work. Yes, good side step. Excellent. Working forward. Well done, team. Good.
For Bunnings Homegrown Heroes, but mahi never stops. Thanks, mate.
Okay, team, come on in. Let's go. Let's huddle up.
Bring it in, guys. Nominate your home ground hero today. 1, 2, 3, please!
Sport. What does it mean to us? For some, it's potential, a promise that we could be better, that the early mornings will be worth it, that we could be champions.
It starts with touch.
Kia ora koutou te whānau and welcome back to the Bunnings Warehouse Youth National Touch Championship, coming to you live from Õtautahi, Christchurch, at the great venue here in Punawai. We can see on screen the under-18 team from Waikato currently in a 4-all battle against the other team from Southland. We're seeing both teams getting their messages delivered, and it's going to be interesting what comes out in this second half. We've seen a bit of a battle of two halves within the one half as we look to the try lights here, and it was Waikato that opened the scoring, and we just see that lovely follow play there with the dive to kind of trick the defender. They both came in, and Waikato, this is where they were able to get a try on the board.
Yeah, contrasting game plans here at the moment when it's down on the goal line. As you can see, Southland are looking to come out of half a lot more off the back of yards and use their ability for their fundamentals of the game, the draw feed or the long ball, whereas when Waikato get down to the line, they're looking for the little wee shorter plays, which is good to see. Two different styles at 4-all, obviously one no better than the other.
Yeah, we've seen that Waikato team kind of come through a little bit of a narrow corridor compared to the Southland team, who are looking to play a little bit expansive. So it'll be interesting to see the defensive change-ups that both teams have coming into the second half.
Yeah, Southland here looking to control the ball. Pick from dummy half again, just a little semi-pick, left-hand pass over the top. Referees called that.
I think the winger there, number 2, Claudia Broomfield, knew that it was forward. She sort of smacked the ball on her hip a bit when she realised that the referee was going to play the forward pass.
And there's the assistance of that wind, and I think actually she just went a little bit too far, just a little bit unfamiliar of where their sideline was there.
Oh, the white line, it's out.
But those are the opportunities that Southland, that's rewarding. They can obviously take a lot from that there's a bit of a collapse in the Waikato defensive line, and they'll be looking for those left to right passes as this half continues. And we can just see Waikato here, they're down on their 7-metre attacking line, looking to set something up. 32 pick scenario comes down the lane, looking to play out the back, bit of footwork.
I'm sure what's happening there. I've seen Marshall shifting himself out to the left-hand link and put the girl in the middle, but I'm not sure if everyone was on the same page there.
Yeah, maybe just a little bit of loss of vision of where the players were, and that resulted in Southland being able to play a little bit of a man-on scenario there, and they didn't have to work too hard, so they'll look to manipulate players a little bit better the next time they're down on that attacking line with Waikato. But for now, we see Southland with ball in hand.
I'm expecting Southland to come out on the left hand here and attack towards the grandstand side on the 2-girl side. There you go, they tried to hit it now. So I've just picked up a little bit of coaching shift. Southland have put their 2 girls into the wind on this near side, and they've got the 1 girl on the far side, whereas Waikato are keeping their girls downwind. I would expect Southland to attack that far side, that grandstand side predominantly here out of their left hand.
And there's the reward for a good rucking set towards the box for Waikato. They get the Southland winger just caught in behind the ruck there. The old hand stuck in the cookie jar a little bit.
Yeah, probably got away with that one. Waikato, I'm not sure that was the strongest carry I've ever seen, but hey, you take the good with the bad in this game.
And here we see the Waikato middles looking to set something up. They go back to a bit of a follow play at the link on the short side there, but the Southland girl defender managed to lift quite square, and that resulted in nothing being on for Waikato. But They get a nice crossover quickie. Quick hands to the link who's diving in. And I think that's Broomfield again. What a touch.
Yeah, she's been deadly there on that solo wing on that side. Very, very strong winger. Hopefully we get to see her in some black colour at some stage.
Yeah, not only is she scoring tries at one end, but she's helping her team stop them down the other. And just a little bit of loss of continuity here for Waikato. They're looking for a bit of a hot potato option on the last, but they weren't able to find anyone at the back end. But here we go back to the replay to see a great touch there from Broomfield coming off her wing.
Yeah, she's my player of the day at the moment in this final, in this mixed final for under 18 grade. Here comes Southland. Hopefully they do me a little bit of justice here. They're going to drive, and hopefully they come off the left downwind. Here we go. Hits the link. Great defence by the Waikato winger.
Jeepers, they don't want to try going down the left anymore if that's what's going to be the outcome. I think he'll be going skip me.
Definitely looks like a cross-coder out on that wing there, Maya, whether it be league or rugby, but we're looking at some contact here from the girls.
Yeah, great work from Day there. Obviously identified that she was able to lift and pretty much make that impact as soon as the Southland player caught the ball. And like she did, got up, hit him as soon as he got that pass, and there was no option to get that pass away to the winger on the outside. As we see Waikato looking for a pick through the middle, a little ball over the top there to the other middle, trying to catch them on the outside, but Southland, they doubled off well there, and they were able to shut down that Waikato attack in the bottom right hand corner.
Touch and pass. The yards have been really good from both teams, and I think that's from the referees here keeping the teams nice and far apart. They're supposed to go back 7 metres, and as you'll see sometimes the space is 10 to 12 metres. So that's really good because we want to see what happens at the ends of the field rather than in the middle. And Southland, after a good set of yards, setting up here, coming back to the middle. Which side do they go this time, Reece? Going along to their left.
Tried to rip one off the right hand. I don't mind it actually, although they didn't score. It's a well-completed set. They've mixed it up by throwing it back to this far side, so Waikato didn't have to burn a touch in the middle of the field.
Yeah, sometimes touch isn't all about outcomes, and potentially some strategy there. Maybe a game of chess, just trying to shut down Waikato's rucking ability by putting it in that far corner to make it harder for them to get to a strike opportunity. As we see here, they get to fifth touch, but nope, the referee said that was number 6. And this will give Southland an opportunity to potentially get one down the other end as they come towards their box. And I've been really impressed by when Rico Fisher's been coming onto the field, as we see him exit the field now, just the purpose that he's bringing to try and get his team as much metres as he can to give his ball players an opportunity on that 7 metre line.
Still 4-4, no touchdowns yet in the first 6 minutes of the second half.
Southland coming out a 3-3 option here. Look to hit short. Great defence. Once again, the defence in this game has actually been, although it's 4-4, has been really, really tidy, especially when the short plays have come in. It's more probably going to open up a bit of a longer game, maybe, and something like maybe some sort of backdoor or a sweep play might create the overlap here.
Waikato looking to find a hole in this Southland defence. They haven't managed to break through it yet in the second half, as we see a pick through the middle, trying to get him on the short side. The referee calls plays through, gets into the end goal. He's going to look for an open player. A little bit of a no-looker there. Albert, we saw him in the first half, and he's going to give a great assisting pass to open the scoring for Waikato in the second.
Really good call from the referee there. Again, just the experience and expertise. The player was offside, so instead of stopping play and going back for the penalties, called play through. And we've seen the Waikato number 5 get through. No-looker, as you said, Kev. It was that much of a good no-looker. He passed it right across the right-hand ear of the Southland number 4.
And Tafari, where he needed to be, right on the line, was able to catch that pass. And Waikato, they take a lead here in this 18 mixed division, 5-4. But Southland, they started on the left to right side, and they're looking to come back to this right to left. I wonder if there's a bit of a tactic where they're going back to where the 2 girls side is in terms of their strategy. And they look to sneak one down the sideline, but what does Tony have to say about this?
Forward pass, I'd say. Thomas Webster was happy with the put down and happy that the ball was down before the touch was made, but Tony seen that there was a forward pass, this last pass here, unfortunately just coming out of their hands in the forward direction, and constituting a forward pass.
Yeah, Tommy in beautiful position there. Once again, this referee crew, very outstanding, as have the others been. I'm very, very impressed with the referee standard at the moment. Here come Waikato driving in on last touch. looking to get out of half, attack the short side, step back, gets into the in goal, tries to pop it over the top again on the inside, back to the try line, and unsuccessful this time.
I feel like I've only seen Marshall a couple of times on the attacking end, and he's going to be the man to get Waikato through to a victory if they are to get there. He's very, very good, got good vision, great skills, and I think in this last 7 minutes, and we have an opportunity here right away for Marshall to prove me right. I'd expect him to have the hands on the board every touch of this set, and I'm sure Waikato will come away from a try if he does, with a try.
Yeah, I talked about Fisher down one end with the way he's entering the field, and we see here Atkinson, the way that he came on the field, like he definitely gave the reward there for Waikato in terms of being able to earn this repeat set by the way he entered and got them down onto the scoreline to give an opportunity on the back end of the set before with that pick. And now we see looking for a follow play is Whitcliffe Gregory.
Gee, it's awesome to hear. I could hear through the microphones there the Jordan call of the Geordie, where you come across, you're 3 for 2 and then you split back in. Nothing, not everything has to change in our game there, Kev. Great to see.
Now, sometimes the most basic things in touch is what works the best, and we see here looking at the replay just the efforts there of the Southland winger getting across to shut down Whitcliffe Gregory before he was able to get to the line. And now Southland are the ones that are going to earn a little bit of a piggyback up the field, as Tommy's just telling them that they need to move forward.
Yeah, starting to get towards that crunch time of this game now with a 5-4 lead. Waikato, 5 minutes to go. Telling factor that Southland get back in this game and tie it up before the heat comes on. And just as I say that, there's been a little error out of half, it looks like.
Yeah, no touch. Unfortunately, the Southland player rolled the ball without being touched, so it's a voluntary roll ball, and constitutes a turnover and a roll ball for the Waikato team. Ooh, they might get it back here again. A bit of a loose carry. Probably was more thinking about subbing off rather than just getting that job done of getting the roll ball away, keeping that ruck tidy. And Southland are straight into attack again. We've got number 14 and 11 here working together, setting something up so they can get Southland back to 5 each.
Yeah, don't be fooled by the wind out there. It's still very hot, so maybe just a little bit of sweat on the ball, which isn't helping with the handling conditions, as they're looking to find a bit of an overlap.
Great defence. Going back to the right-hand side, Reese, as you said, that's where they were going to go. I thought they were actually going to be in there, but the defence from the Waikato link girl was fantastic.
Yeah, they've really stepped up their defence on that far side there, so another good defensive set by Waikato. They're really in their groove now. Looking to ruck the ball down the field. If you're new to the game, whānau watching, subs come on and off at will, but usually it's on an attacking set, as you can see Waikato doing. They're over the halfway for 4, and they'll look to make a nice positive drive here so that they can pick the ball up and possibly run through. And just lost his footing over his own player there. That's what the referee's deemed.
Yeah, a few errors creeping in. I'm going to say it's probably to do with the pressure. It's only 1 in it. There's 5 minutes to go. We're just creeping to the actual last 4 minutes. So a bit of pressure starting to come on. The team that can cut those errors out, I think will give themselves the best chance to get to that other end. You see the number 6 from Southland. Just slowed it down while he's waiting for a sub. He's going to have a drive here. 3-3 drive. 6 scoops it, goes short side. What do we have? That's 50-50. Referee in a perfect position and goes down with the touchdown.
Yeah, Muliaina, great vision there to see that the hole was opening up, and he wasn't able to score it himself being double half, but he made sure he gave it to his mate who produced a great platform for him, and just a nice 2-step pass out, and then a great reach out for the line there by Thomas Spain to level this game up at 5-5 with, I think, only about 4 minutes left on the clock.
Close boys. The referee's call there, very, very close, but this is all we're wanting. We're wanting a drop-off and a potential drop-off in the mixed grade, 5-5, Waikato looking to attack. Yeah, nice defence too there on the inside. They're staying very close together and making sure that they don't give away any cheap tries here.
Yeah, they want to stay connected. They've just worked really hard to be able to get back into this game by levelling it up, and as a result, they've used that confidence down the attacking end to make sure they've shut down the Waikato attack and not letting them get a try here. They're looking for a bit of a sneaky one here.
Yeah, the old snake down the sideline there. It's as it's most commonly called, but a new kind of variation in play. But this is where Southland could be dangerous. They can get out of half. Coming off the back end of the set, they could take the lead here with 2.5 minutes to go.
You weren't with us on day one, Reese, but one of those tries happened in every single game. Just the old sneaky try down, the ninja cruising down the sideline with no space.
Yeah, I think he was pretty lucky there because he was dummy half, and as a result, if Waikato were onside, then it could have resulted in a lovely bit of footwork there by Mika Muliaina, and he's taken the lead here for Southland, 6 touchdowns to 5.
Yeah, 15, I think it was Marshall, unfortunately, on Waikato for defence. Just couldn't quite hold his feet, just got beaten on the outside, got stood up there. Great move, great shimmy by the Southland number 11.
That's just a good old-fashioned gooey, that one. Well played, Southland. Take the 6-5 lead. Waikato need to strike back ASAP. There's the first penalty.
Yeah, not something that Southland will want to give too many away on the scoreline, as they look for a same-o quickie, looking for a dive back in. Great lift by the link, helped out his middle, shut down the dive there of Te Whare. Looking to create something back towards the middle, coming to his 32 zone, heading back towards the middle. Te Whare wants the ball again, splitting to the left, getting a quickie back, looking for the girl chopping the hole. Costello, she hit it with purpose, but Southland defence were able to make the touch.
There's that winger again making another great read. Waikato, this is do or die now on last touch.
Yeah, just stood the player up a little bit in the play of the ball there, and as a result they weren't able to get to a clean ruck. And there we have it, we see a turnover with only 40 seconds left.
This will be huge for the the bottom of the South Island here if they can complete this set. Waikato trying to push, got a little bit of an opportunity here with the draw feed with the winger. And that's touched one over halfway. Southland with plenty of field position here. I'm pretty sure everyone will be on their out of their couch and on their feet down in Invercargill and Bluff and Gore, trying to kick this one home as Southland, with 15 seconds to go, will look to burn this set and put this game away. Fresh subber coming on. Yeah, very, very smart play here by Southland, looking to burn up as much clock as possible with 3 seconds to go.
Well, there we have it. We hear the hooter, and we can see the reward that it's given the Southland fans and the crowd. And here we have it, your champions in the under-18 mixed final, Southland, with a final scoreline of 6 touchdowns to 5.
Great tournament by the Southland team, obviously coming through undefeated and deserved a victory here, going 6-5 up against Waikato. Gutted for Waikato. I thought they had the momentum through the middle part of the game there, Reece. I thought that they might be able to get their revenge here. Unfortunately, they didn't. And again, it's so sad to see one team so distraught after a huge weekend, which is the culmination of months and months of work. But another great game, the 4th of 6 today, and they just get better and better, Reece.
Yeah, well, we had the Waikato girls, unfortunately, not get the job done, and then you had the Waikato boys get it done, and now it's gone back to the Waikato under-18 mixed, unfortunately coming second. So, it's great to see Waikato in all these finals, but gee, I can tell you right now, I know Dennis and I know a few of the boys down in Southland and some of the old players of Southland that have put a lot of time in there. This will be cherished for a long, long time, this championship, and yeah, full credit to the crew down there that put tirelessly out. There's Dennis there walking off, taking a big drink because he yells so much from the sideline. But awesome effort, and they deserve their gold medal.
Yeah, I heard there was a lot of gold down in Southland, and I think most of it's at his house up on the wall because the amount of championships he's won. And again, unfortunately, he's handed me a silver medal. I think it was in the under-19s. It was down in Christchurch last time. So. Very, very successful coach, and success breeds success, and here's another crew that he's been part of, that he's bringing them through the grades, and I'm sure we'll see these players, no doubt, in the open mixed teams, or some of them might even get into the men's and women's teams. But we see Georgie out there on the field about to talk to the winning captain from the Southland team. Georgie, what does our captain think?
Oh, kia ora whānau, what a stunner, and a stunner of a man I have here. Rico Fisher, the champion of champions, travelled 7 hours in a vehicle to be here today on this premier field amongst thousands of spectators. How does it feel, my friend?
No, it's awesome. It's a great atmosphere around this park, and it was super cool to be in the final today. It was the first time we've ever done anything like this as a province, so it was really cool, especially to take away that gold medal. And just a massive thank you to everyone in the team, because they all did really well, and they just pushed through this whole tournament, went into a really dark spot, but we all managed to get out of it, and we managed to take away the gold, so really happy.
Nice. It was a grinder there, mate. It was a grinder. Try for try. You guys were behind, come back, and then just got that notch up there. What a nail biter. Everyone saw that. You're used to that, so you've been at the high level now. You're with the 18 New Zealand Mixed, got a Trans-Tasman coming up. How's the plans going for that, my friend?
Yeah, good. We recently had a touch camp up in Auckland, had a run around together, and it was really cool. We bonded as a team, and I think we've come a long way, so looking forward to the next camp in March. I think we'll make a lot of progress.
Nice work. You're a talented man. Let's bring it back to your team. What do you think the difference was here today for your team?
Probably just our mentality. We just dug deep. We knew we had to give it everything. A lot of us haven't experienced such a big event like this, so it was really cool, and just pushing through for each other and for our coaches for all they do for us. So yeah.
Awesome. I know you guys got TVs down there in the deep south. Do you know the touch saying? Touch, what a game? Yeah. You reckon you can bang that out? Okay, I'll leave it with you, my friend.
All right. Touch, what a game! Hands up.
This Touch New Zealand event is proudly supported by Bunnings Warehouse.